Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, September 6th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I'll do a bonus analysis at the end. A couple of quick clarifications. Number one, the candlestick you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol NIO. Very, very nice mover today. I actually did this one in yesterday's video. You can see these annotation lines on here. Talked about that bull flag pattern, and yeah, today certainly got a big old breakout from that pattern. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of those lines as they've served their purpose for now. And first, we'll talk about some areas of support. So if you're someone that likes to play pullbacks, then one key level to watch, and this is what I would call the ideal level of support. When you say, hey Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? And that would be if the price can stay up there above $4.62. Now, let me be very clear. If the price were to fall below there, that doesn't mean the entire chart's epically destroyed or anything like that. But it would mean that, okay, it doesn't quite look as good as what it would if the price could stay above that level. Now, from the big picture point of view, that is where the purple line comes into play, the 50-period simple moving average. Keyword definitely being moving. I understand this line's way down here, price is way up there. But as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So from an overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above that purple line, then the overall trend is in the bull's favor. In terms of levels of resistance, nothing fancy or complicated here. Literally just a question of where did the party finally stop today, and that was right up there at $4.85. So again, no fancy logic at all, just the basic question of where the party, where did that party stop? So overall though, anyway, look at it. Great move today, great volume. So let's see if this momentum carries into Friday. Next one, ticker symbol APLD. Good solid pattern here. So let's get this drawn into play. And as I draw this pattern, please don't think that I'm trying to impress you or imply this is a great discovery or a special skill. In all actuality, the exact opposite. And I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same pattern and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So for the bottom of the pattern there, let me change that to green to represent support. And then to make the pattern easiest to see, let's just keep it all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right here. A few golfers out there try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. So while nothing is guaranteed, is it valid to think that if the price can come up here and break up through the top part of that pattern, even if it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a valid thought process. So if you like stocks down below $10, you like bull pennants, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol HOTH. And what I like about this one is how it has seemingly bottomed out. So let me put the support in down here first. And that bottoming out point right down there around the $1.05 mark, going through the history of things, you can see found some buyers right there. And then late afternoon, hovered around that area. But what now makes this interesting is the price has now started to come back to life, which brings about a very interesting question, and that is this: is this the start of something even bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask that if nothing worthwhile is happening. Let's just say the price was still just kind of doing something like this, and I'm saying, is this the start of something bigger? You'd be totally justified to say, well, I mean, what are you talking about? The price isn't really doing anything. But in this situation, it is. It's leveled out. Now it's starting to creep back upwards. To be fair, maybe it isn't. Maybe this thing all of a sudden decides to roll right back over. Completely possible. But again, to be fair, that is a two-sided coin, because I mean, maybe this is the start of something bigger and this thing's getting ready to rock and roll back to the upside. So if you like these sorts of situations, you like to ask yourself, and be able to ask yourself that exciting question of, is this the start of something bigger? And you like this price range, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, WHLR. And again, we have one of these bull pennant patterns. So let's just get this drawn into play here. So we have the top part of the pattern there. We have the bottom part of the pattern there. Let me change that again to green. And then just to map out the pattern, make it easier to see, I'm going to go through this one quicker. I want to respect your time, so you've already heard me say all this stuff, but just to make it visually apparent there. So there's the pattern, there's the big move up, And there's a golf hole down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So you definitely have your, if you are someone that likes to play bull pennants, you certainly have yourself a couple of choices here. But overall, great movement today. Huge volume. Got the pullback now. Pullback has created the bull pennant. So is there more momentum to come to create a break to the upside? It'll be interesting to see how Friday plays out. Next one here, NVDA. And this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched the past couple of videos, but in all actuality, not a whole lot happened. Now, I realize that today individually, sure, a whole lot happened. This first 30 minutes was very explosive, and then it rolled all the way back down here. But then after that, it got relatively choppy and just went sideways there. But bigger picture-wise, the price is just continuing to be stuck between this channel. And we did get some more confirmation that right around 109.85 is indeed an area of resistance, as you can see right there. Price didn't hit it exactly to the penny, but got very, very close. So that level is certainly been confirmed as an area of resistance. I'm going to make one minor adjustment now that we have more data. Seems as though the more so accurate bottom part of the channel right down there around 104.75 where the price was at its low here, and then you can see another low right around that area right there. So in all actuality, NVIDIA, assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view, remains in this sideways channel pattern. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then certainly get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the page area that you can use to sign up. Now, one special note, it is a genuine live event. So a couple situations, maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening. Maybe you're watching this on Friday morning and you totally missed it. Go ahead, send me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one here, ticker symbol TSLA Tesla, and it had the pattern here, the pennant, and today, very nice breakup through there, and which is just essentially created a whole nother pennant, which is not a bad thing at all. Whenever you have one bull pennant after another, that does imply that the overall trend is working its way in the upwards direction. So we have our resistance, and then we have our support here. And because I can't help myself, let's just keep it one color. Resistance, support, big move up, golf hole down here. And you can see the previous, and I'm going to do this very, very crudely, but there is a former bull pennant. So like I said, if there's another bull pennant that forms and you got to draw something like this, well, that would imply that, once again, the price is put in those higher highs and higher lows. So one bull pennant after another bull pennant, assuming you're bullish, definitely a good situation. But the current status here of Tesla, certainly on the 30-minute time frame, bull pennant pattern. Next one here, EAST, and no doubt about it, this is a very ugly looking chart, but you longer time viewers, you know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly, and that's what we have here. But I mean, you just got to call it as it is. Big gap up, price came all the way up here, and I think that's some poor souls bought right there. Hopefully they had a stop loss, because this thing has just continued to bleed and bleed and bleed. But that's also where it now becomes interesting, because it's pulled back and bled down to a very key area. That area being that purple line there, which you now know is a 50-period moving average, right now valued right around $1.19. Now, there's no guarantees that the price is going to bounce at that level, but the point here is it plausible? Is it reasonable that the price could come down here, find some support, and then get a bounce back in the upwards direction? And when I say bounce, I don't mean coming all the way back up to those highs, but even if it's just, something like right there, relative to what was being risked, you could be looking at a very nice upside reward. So if you're somebody that can be disciplined and somebody that can honor that risk, then you could certainly structure yourself a very nice risk versus reward opportunity. So if you like these sort of opportunity ugly situations and you like this price range, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, FCEL, and somewhat the same general idea. I'm not going to say this one is as ugly as the previous one, but I wanted to follow it up so we can get the same general idea. But you can see strong start here, and then yeah, no doubt about it, looking pretty rough on the pullback again, not quite as nasty as that previous one, but it is now approaching a very important level that could very realistically provide a bounce. And yeah, you guessed it, that purple line there, 50-period moving average, right now valued at, we'll just call it 41 cents. So same general idea. This thing's looking pretty ugly, not as ugly, but if you're somebody that can be disciplined and structure those worthwhile risk versus reward scenarios, then this one certainly affords you that opportunity. Next one here, ticker symbol AMD, and I like the pattern on this one. Maybe some would disagree that it's not this pattern, but I think I can make a pretty good case for it. So let me get it mapped out first. There is the support part of the pattern Here is a resistance portion of the pattern, and this would be a falling wedge pattern, which you would think is a bearish pattern, but in all actuality, it's a bullish pattern, whereas a rising wedge is the bearish pattern. But we have what I would argue is a falling wedge pattern. What I call it, something that I'd throw in a textbook. Maybe not quite, but again, I don't think this is a disaster. I don't think that I'm, trying to fit a square peg through a round hole. But at the end of the day, it's really pretty black and white. If you would say, no, Clay, that's not a falling wedge, cool. We can agree to disagree. No harm there. But if you do agree that it's a falling wedge and you like falling wedges, and whether you like to trade AMD straight up with the stock or you like trade options on it, then here you go. Nice falling wedge on the 30-minute. Next one here, TQQQ, and this will make more sense to those that have watched the past couple of videos, but sideways channel pattern is not only in effect, I would say that it's gotten that much more confirmation, namely in regards to the top part of the pattern right up here at the 63.50 mark. You can see earlier today, that's right where the price essentially ran out of momentum, so keep an eye on that. Now I am going to make one little adjustment now that we have more data and move this area of support right up there to $60.65, because you can see that the low from today perfectly matched up with the low from back there on September 4th. So that seems to be the most accurate area of support and the bottom part of the channel. But other than that, it's really just a grab your popcorn type situation, because as of right now, if you're a trader and you like to play channels, I mean, you've had some great moves where you could have bought and sold at each of these areas, but that just assumes, of course, that you're a range-bound trader. But if you're someone that likes to see trends and bigger moves and stuff like that, well, the past couple of days you kind of just had to sit on your hands because this thing has just been a sideways channel. But grab your popcorn and we'll see if the bulls or bears can win out and get some sort of breakout of this sideways channel on Friday. So that wraps up the top 10 here for you stock traders. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a second. But again, if you liked what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used, then definitely go get signed up for the free live class. It'll be this evening, Thursday, September 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely go get signed up. But as mentioned earlier, if you can't make it live for whatever reason, go ahead and send me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and I would be happy to send you a link to the replay. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I am now using the 4-hour time frame. So instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 30 minutes, each one represents 4 hours. And I like to do that given Bitcoin is open 24/7 and allows this video and analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible. So as I speak, and I'm actually going to approach this under the assumption you're watching this video 15-20 hours from now and walk you through some questions. But as of right now, things are right on the edge of potentially getting much, much worse, because the price has officially violated quite a bit, 57,700. And the price is, technically speaking, as I speak, oh so slightly down below 56,100, but not enough to call that a full-blown breakdown. I am going to get rid of that level right there. But question number one you need to ask yourself, and let's just say you're watching this 20 hours from now, is, in fact, let me just adjust this now that we have a few more data points. Seems to the more accurate level right here at 55,700. So question number one, again, you're watching this 15-20 hours from now, where is the price relative to 55,700? In any way, shape, or form, if you're saying that the price is up above there, then I'm not going to say the chart's really, really looking good, but at least it's not any worse than what it is right now, because even if the price is somewhere around here, at least the price has started to go sideways, which is better than continuing to drop. Now, if you're saying, well, yeah, Clay, the price is above 55,700, and the price is way up here, well, then that's where some common sense will take you far. That would be telling you that not only is the chart from where it is right now looking really good, it's looking very powerful, because that would imply that you got to bounce. You got to bounce through both these moving averages, and it's way up in that area somewhere right there. But like I said, I'm going to just let common sense guide you in that regard, because it's all about 55,700. And the reason why that level is so important, let me zoom this out, is you can see if that level does not quite hold, it begins to start to put the price kind of down in this no man's land. And I do want to get a level mapped out. So if you are answering the question that the price is down below that level, then the next key area to ask about would be 54,500. If you're somehow answering the question that the price is down below 54,500, well, now all of a sudden you're really down in this no man's land, and that would be a sign that not only are the bears still in control, they've just made a very push into territory that has not been seen for a very long time. So ask yourself those questions and walk yourself where the current price is at. But yes, as I speak right now, we are at a very, very precarious area. So we'll see if the bulls can hold strong or if the bears are about to get another surge to the downside. And as I've invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a crypto and Bitcoin trader to get signed up for this free training, because if you enjoyed what you learned about and saw here, then definitely this class is going to walk you through things that you can and should be using as a crypto and Bitcoin trader. So definitely get signed up. Like I said, it'll be this evening, Thursday, September 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But if you can't make it live, then please send me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and definitely bring your questions, because there will be a live Q&A session. So thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you here in just a few hours, but if not, then send me an email and I'll make sure to get you that replay link. So take care. Thank you for watching.